Plants vs. Zombies 2 is 10 years old, and over that time PopCap has added a lot of plants, over 180 plants, and a lot of them are pea shootos for some reason. With all these plants and how long the game has been out, some plants are bound to be stronger than others. Like how Pokra is just an absurdly busted plant, outclassing most other plants. But we're not here to talk about the good plants. In this video, I am going to talk about the absolute worst plants that have been released in Plants vs. Zombies 2, and try my best to make them actually work. The first plant is Vampos. So I started off by taking Vampos to ancient Egypt because, let's be honest, the plant is so bad anywhere else it's putting your brains at risk. And even in ancient Egypt, the zombies were constantly getting past Vampos, which is a wall plant by the way. Vampos is just such a bad plant. Like, it gets power creep by Walnut of all things, a plant you unlock in the third stage of the tutorial. You know Vampos is bad when it gets outclassed by literal starter plants in the tutorial. Walnut is just objectively better because it has more health, it costs less sun, and Walnut actually works with Spikeweed. For some reason Vampos just doesn't work with Spikeweed. It's like PopCap was trying to make a bad plant. Or maybe they put Patrick from SpongeBob in charge. Who knows, both are solid theories. Anyways, this plant is a contender for the worst plant in the game. Never use it, even the wiki tells you it's bad. Next up, we have Buzzbutton. Buzzbutton is another plant that was released in the modern era of PvZ2, where every plant released is either complete garbage or game breaking. There is no in between. Buzzbutton is the latter, complete garbage. It is a semi-instant plant that when eaten will deal a very low amount of damage to a zombie over time. 22 damage every second for 7 seconds, which is literally not even enough to kill a basic zombie, meaning you need 2 Buzzbuttons to kill a basic zombie. And don't even get me started on bucket heads. You need 9 Buzzbuttons to defeat a single bucket head. Just wonderful.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
But seriously, what is the point of this plant even existing? Just use the foot bean, it's so much better and easier to unlock. Also, Buzzbutton's electric damage can chain to other zombies, but the damage is lower than the price of frozen chicken nuggets, so it's negligible. The one redeeming quality I found of Buzzbutton was that its plant food can be okay when used in a big group of zombies, but even then, it's not great. So the point is, don't collect 250 seed packets to unlock Buzzbutton. You might as well be lighting your money on fire. Next up, we have Tome Tonglo. Now I'm pretty sure this plant came out at about the same time Vampos came out, which means this plant was made when Patrick was running the place. So, of course it's bad. Someone at PopCap thought making a plant you can only plant on graves would be a good idea. Only being able to be planted on graves really limits how good Tomb Tangler is because most of the levels don't even have graves. And for levels with graves, you have to be careful not to destroy the graves. Now I would say this plant is more useless than using a magic 8-ball to make your life choices, but Tomb Tangler did get buffed a few times. It's still bad because it can only go on graves, but when you do have the grave to place it down on, its attack can be pretty decent. I feel like I said the word but too much. Anyways. Next up we have Springbean, which has got to be the greatest pirate who ever lived. Because in Pirate Seas, Springbean is actually decent, but it's absolutely useless in every other world. In Pirate Seas, Springbean will bounce zombies into the water, instantly defeating them. And when given plant food, is capable of tossing every zombie overboard, defeating them. So, when in Pirate Seas, Springbean is Captain Jack Sparrow. But everywhere else, Springbean is like smooth SpongeBob. It will knock back one zombie one tile. That's all it does. It's never worth it to bring Springbean as it's just a waste of a seed slot. Also, I should bring up that Blover plus Springbean used to be able to insta-defeat zombies, but they nerfed Springbean, making zombies it knocks in the air not be able to be Blovered. So overall, Springbean is not needed for like 91% of the game. And next up we have Perfume Shroom, which will be covered by another YouTuber, Any%96.
When I heard DJ Wolfie was making a video on the worst plants in PvZ2, I knew I had to be a part of it. If you know me, you know there's only one plant I could have possibly chosen. I am of course talking about the one, the only, Perfume Shroom. I made a whole video roasting this thing, but that was a year ago. And since then, I've had lots of time to reflect and think about how truly awful this plant is. When I look at this thing, I see sadness. I see depression. When I look at this, I just feel how soulless modern PopCap has gotten. The only reason this was even added to PvZ2 was nostalgia bait. Newsflash PvZ, the only people playing PvZ2 have probably never even played PvZ1. Or they were born after PvZ1 came out. So why are you trying to nostalgia bait, man? Why? At least when they did it with Ice Shroom or Gatling Pea, at least they made those plants look kinda good. This looks awful. This looks like something I would make. This looks like something you would find off Newgrounds from like 12 years ago. This is not a good looking plant. In-game, I'm pretty sure in-game, this is actually one of the best plants in the actual game. I don't know. I'm not grinding on Arena. I'm not playing Arena for hundreds of hours. They're adding Scaredy Shroom. They're adding C Shroom. Why C Shroom as well? C Shroom. You know what? Scaredy Shroom's on the list. C Shroom is also on the list. Why is C Shroom getting added to this game, man? Why? I mean, let's just go fact by fact, line by line. The colors suck. The line art suck. How do you mess up the line art? But no, they made it super thin. I don't know what they did. It sucks though. It does not look like any other PvZ2 plant. And I could talk about this plant all day long, but I do not want to make DJ Wolfie's video 10 hours long. So I'm just gonna end it here. If you enjoyed what you saw, I guess you can subscribe to me? I don't know. And as always,
Go check out Any%96, his channel is linked below. And I have one more trash plant to go over. That plant is Axe Body Spray. Wait, sorry, I meant Cologne Mushroom. Which actually uses Old Spice to get dinosaurs high, making them switch sides, helping you defeat the zombies with the power of fresh scent. The problem with Cologne Mushroom is that its recharge of 20 seconds, and somewhat expensive sun cost, is too much to keep up with the stinky dinosaur spam of Jurassic Marsh. There's just not enough Old Spice to go around with all these dinos. In other words, Perfume Shroom's recharge is too slow to keep up with all the dinos. Like, imagine using Perfume Shroom in Big Wave Beach. You would have to be stupid to do that. I would never. Perfume Shroom is overall a niche pick and not even super necessary in levels with dinos, as the dinosaurs are manageable without Perfume Shroom. The next plant is Electric Current. Electric Current is commonly known as being the worst gym plant to get. It will connect to other E-currents, making electric fences. This makes it a super gimmicky plant. But I would argue Electric Current is actually decent. While it's not the best, it has potential. You just have to bring the right setup in order to make it work. Its main weakness is zombies eating it directly, so you can use garlic to divert the zombies into the electric fence. But garlic sucks, so you're going to need additional help protecting the E-currents. I like using pea pods or a heavy plant like Citron to defend the E-currents, while the zombies in the middle lanes get zapped. Overall, E-current is viewed as a bad plant because it's harder to get value out of than other plants like Rapido, for example, because it's so gimmicky. But if you manage to set it up, the plant can be really strong. And those are the worst plants in Plants vs. Zombies 2. If you really want to torture yourself, you can try beating levels using only these 7 plants. It does not go over well, ever. Anyways, go check out Any%96, and until next time, see you in the next one. Subscribe.